This is Richard from Reidys Home of Music in Blackburn. I'm with Steve from Blackstar, and we're going to take a look at the HT Venue series now. Now, I know that they go from pretty small, kind of, small enough to have in your bedroom, all the way up to amps big enough to have on kind of any kind of stage.
Yep.
So, can you talk us through, the series and what it includes?
Yeah, sure. The HT Venue range is really the midpoint in our range of amplifiers. It sits in the middle as far as price point goes. Features are very, very versatile. They're all valve amps. So like you said, we go from a HT1, which is a 1 watt combo. We do a head as well. HT5, which is a 5 watt valve combo. We do the head in that as well. Right through to the really, really large stuff like the Stage 60 we have here, which is a 2x12 valve combo. And also we do, the 100 watt heads with a half stack or a full stack. Everything to suit the budget, really, from a home player to a live performer.
Yeah. And like I say, we've got the HT Stage 60 here. So can you talk us through the front panel of it and, just give us a bit of an overview about what this does?
It's a 3-channel tonal monster, if you like. It's a valve amplifier first and foremost. So there's some preamp tubes in there, a couple of ECC83s and one ECC82. And then in the power amp, we're running EL34s. So inherently, it's very much a British style amplifier sound. We've got a clean channel, which consists of a volume, a voicing switch, which is really important, which we'll touch on in a second, and a bass and a treble control. The voicing switch lets you switch between clean bright voicing and clean warm voicing. So clean bright is more of a boutique, so it's got an earlier breakup. So we're talking about things like that early American kind of sound, or that early 60s British style sound.
Okay, so it essentially just gives you more options with your clean channels.
Absolutely,
It's basically like having two slightly different clean channels.
Yeah, you've got 2 clean channels, which is really immediately very versatile.
Yeah.
Blackstar's dream was always to give the guitarist as many tools as possible, so the fact that you have 2 choices of clean here is a big deal. Over to the overdrive side of things, on this particular model, on the Stage 60, we've got 2 overdrive channels, and each of those channels has a gain and a volume and a voicing switch as well.
Wow.
So the way to think about it is, with a voicing switch, you can go from more of a classic rock type sound to more of a modern high gain saturated sound.
Yeah.
Again, ticking the boxes of the likes of a classic British rock sound and a more kind of American high gain amplifier.
So again, it is just really versatile. It's giving players the option of being able to play pretty much any genre of music.
Yeah. This is really the aim of HT Venue is to make guitarists feel inspired again. To plug into an amplifier on stage and have many tonal varieties at their fingertips.
Yeah.
It's very much the working musician's range of amplifiers. After the channel choices here, the secondary overdrive channel can be deemed as a boost, a lead boost maybe, or a slightly more saturated gain sound if you're a rhythm guy. We've got our EQ section, which comprises of a bass, middle and a treble, and Blackstar's patent ISF to get our British or American style tone stacks. We then have a reverb control. There is 2 choices of reverb, and that switch is located at the back of the amplifier, and you can switch between a dark reverb or a light reverb.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Hearing them before, and there is quite a noticeable difference between them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So the light is more shimmering, and the dark is definitely more of a dimmer, old school reverb.
Yeah, you're saving money on having to get a reverb pedal as well. Then
Absolutely,
if you want a different kind of
it's
reverb.
A digital circuit as well. That's important for the consumers to know. And the reason the guys at Blackstar went for a digital reverb circuit is because it works really, really well complementing both cleans and overdrives.
Oh, right.
One thing that can generally happen with a spring reverb is you'll set it to sound really, really good with your clean, and when you go to your overdrive it might be a little bit messy, and you'll have to back it off and adjust it for each channel.
Yeah, so you can keep it at the same setting for both
it's
channels.
Very
whatever.
easily to control.
Right.
Yeah. And then lastly, we've got the master section, which consists of a resonance control, which covers the bass response of the cabinet.
Okay.
The presence, which covers the treble response of the cab, and a master volume as well. And of course, typical of a valve amplifier, we've got a standby switch and an on switch. Some really interesting features to know with the Venue range is that if your cable gets pulled out of the amplifier, it automatically goes into standby mode.
Oh, right.
So that's a really, really good safe feature.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might be walking on stage and the lead might come out of an amp and you don't want that nasty noise or that crackle to happen. And if you plug the speaker lead back in, or the guitar cable back in, again you don't want that nasty pop, and it won't have it on there, which is really, really cool. There's also a lot of things going on under the hood of the amplifier on the reverse. You've got things like the reverb selection. You've got an effects loop with a dB increase or decrease.
I can see that from the back.
The reason there's a decrease or increase on the decibel there is for rack mount units or pedal units. Typically through the effects loop you might put things like modulation effects, delay effects, things like that, to bypass that preamp section. So it's a very, very clean response.
Right.
And then we've got speaker outputs, of course, to connect to external cabs. You know, for example, with this 2x12, you could put another 2x12 underneath it, make it into a rather attractive stage application. And yeah, I mean, another really cool thing is the emulated line out. Now, the emulated line out feature appears on all the small amps that we do as well as the big stuff. Yeah. And it allows the guitarist to go direct into a PA or a mixer. So a couple of examples I can give you there are, if somebody's recording late at night with this powerful 60 watt tube amp, you could literally put the amplifier into standby mode. The speakers will be muted, but the signal is still active from the emulated line out. So if you're using any DAW or sound card or mixer at home, going into some monitors.
Yeah, you'd have to deafen everyone with the actual lamp and just get the signal from the back.
Absolutely, yeah. And another really cool thing that I do when I play live is I take an emulated line out and I mic up the amplifier as well, which is more of a traditional way of doing things. Yeah. But that gives me two definite individual tones from the amp. And
almost like having it in stereo, like two.
Absolutely, yeah. What I tend to do is mute the amplifier on stage, so I'm concentrating on just the line signal from the amp emulated out into the PA. I get a really sweet sound. Then I mute that on the mixer, come back to the amp, turn the amplifier back on, get a good sound, a sweet sound from the microphone signal, and then just pan these signals a little bit left, a little bit right, and you get a really, really wide imagery. And you can do that with the HT5, right up to the big stuff as well.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
It's a really versatile product. And like we touched on earlier, it's a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah. Good stuff, thanks for that. So, I mean, we know what it does, so if we can hear how it sounds, give us a bit of a play through it.
Absolutely.
Right, so if you can start out using the single coils on your guitar, and then later on if you can switch it over to humbuckers.
So basically, it'll let me switch between both, so hopefully you'll see me switching to humbucker or away to single coil.
So if you've got either a Strat or a Les Paul at home, then hopefully this will give you a bit of an idea about how your guitar will sound through this amp.
Yeah, hopefully it will cover all the bases.